We are not out of the woods yet. BTC, I do believe, still needs to get that closure above 42k before we can really start to progress. In this video, we're going to take a look at Vechain and have a look at some key areas that we could target for an investment opportunity and a potential trade setup, and then we'll look at some take profit regions. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you do hit that like button, that you are subscribed to my channel, and let's crack on. So just starting with a little bit of Bitcoin price analysis, and then we'll jump into Vechain in both the Tether pair and the BTC pairing. So I don't really look too much on the lower time frames, but as we have had quite a significant drop to the downside, pretty much down here at 30k, I'm monitoring the lower time frames to see how we're looking. If we just look at a 4-hour time frame here, we've actually broken out of that downtrend here, which is quite a significant point. So hopefully we can maintain this, or potentially might drop back down, retest that trend line around 34, 33k before we do start push on. I mean, we are creating lower highs across the board, so in terms of structure, it's quite bearish across the board, but at some stage, you need to break out of that bearish phase, and I think that's what we've done here. We've actually broke out of it, so I am targeting some higher levels. Just looking at a 4-hour time frame though, this area here where I've got this red line at 42k is the first area to break through. We've tapped it twice and rejected. A third time rejecting might see us push further down. Just looking at some areas we need to break through though, 42k around this region, and on that extension of that fib is where we're looking for. We've had 4 wicks within that region and we have failed to break through. We are looking for a daily closure or even a 4-hour closure above this region to hopefully start picking up some more upward momentum and start pushing on. Because currently we are still in a bit of a bearish phase, and I think we are looking for a breakout of that to pretty much lead the way. So in terms of Bitcoin, lower time frames, bullish. High time frames still bearish until we break out of this region. So that's Bitcoin covered. Let's start off by looking at Vechain USDT, and then we'll have a look at the BTC pairing too. So on the daily time frame, as you can see, we had a nasty drop. It wasn't too nice to watch. It is one of my biggest holds, so it wasn't the best feeling seeing it drop 81%. But that's the way crypto goes sometimes. Nothing fundamentally was wrong with a project, and it happened across all cryptocurrencies. I mean, 81% of the drop was just pure fear, and in my opinion, I think it was a little bit too hasty. So we have bounced back so far. If we just have a look at this current move, let's just get rid of that. If we just have a look in terms of from the lowest point to the current highs, we actually bounced back 174%. So that's quite a decent amount. Where do we drop down to? We dropped down to 5 cents. I mean, wow, if you managed to pick some orders up at 5 cents, and happy days, you would have been in a nice bit of profit. Now, just looking at the RSI on the daily time frame, we did get head down towards the oversold territory, and we are bouncing back up now. So okay, things are looking too bad. Looking at a 4-hour time frame, this is a key area I've highlighted, very similar to BTC. We need a daily closure or a 4-hour closure above 14 cents, above this range here, and I think things will start to push on. As you can see, we've actually rejected out of the area now. Let's have a look though, some potential buys. So this is a bottom here at 6.5 cents. Up to that top at 14.1 cents. We actually started to retrace now. We had a bit of rollover, and if you're looking for buyers, I would pretty much target this area here at 11.2 cents. I think that is the area to buy. If we do get a bit more of a shakeout, then you could potentially target some buys here at 9.4 cents. So if you're looking to buy, have some orders within that area. So ladder a few orders down from 11.2 down to 9.4 cents. If you're looking for a trade setup, personally, I think the markets on the lower time frames are looking quite bullish. So if you're looking for a long position, I would potentially set one up here at the 11.2 region with a stop loss at 10.3 cents. So that's an 8% stop loss. And then I would target this first level here. That's a 43% trade with no leverage. So I'll leave that there. Let's see if we manage to get a fill within that region, and then see if we can push up. I might actually set one up on futures, maybe 2 to 3 times leverage, and see if we can get some trades within that area. So that is a trade setup. In terms of taking profit, I will be looking at this fib extension at 16.1 cents. If you're not looking to trade it, and if you're just looking for spot buys, buys within this region. And if you're looking to accumulate, I would target sells or take profits at 16.1, then 18.7. Let's just mark those two areas up in case I manage to lose that Fibonacci. So we can pretty much lose that fib anyway. But yeah, that's potential take profit regions. If we do close the daily candle above 18.7 cent, hopefully we can go and target this region at 24 cent. But let's just keep his eye on the ball down towards these levels down here and see what potentially can go on. Just putting the moving averages on the 8 and the 21. Well, I've had that bullish cross down here at 10 cents. So fingers crossed that can continue. If you look at the 236 level, it's very close to that, what number is that? The EMA 8 on that 236 level, so we might tap that before we do start to push on. Next, taking a look at a BTC pairing. Let's have a bit of a zoom out onto the daily, get rid of those EMAs for now. In fact, what have we got going on here with fib? So this Fibonacci I've already got set up actually. It was from the lows here on the 31st of March to the highs, and then we retraced. We pretty much hit that 786 level, grabbed some liquidity and popped back up. So the BTC pair didn't drop so much compared to the Tether pair. From the highs up at 474 sats. Actually did a 69% drop, quite significant really, but not quite as big as a Tether pair. I'm not quite sure if that is the all-time highs in terms of Satoshis, but it is on my Binance chart. This goes back to July 18, so we'll take it as the all-time highs. It might have gone a bit higher on previous charts, but we'll take that level there. So 474 is the first major area to break before we do get some major growth. But let's have a look at this current move that we have started on. We're looking at the 4-hour time frame, and we are starting to push up. So this was a bottom here at 210 Satoshis. Then that was a top at 356. We've actually done a slight rejection and bounced off the 236 level twice at 321 Satoshis. If that holds on, then we're going to push up to 356 and 394. But if you're looking for some buys, potentially target 300 Satoshis. I think that's a nice level of psychological this spot. And it's bang on that fib. And also potentially this level down here at 265. If BTC goes on a run and starts pushing up 42, 43k, the BTC pairings might feel it, and the Satoshi pairs might drop a little bit. So there's some buy zones. I'm just going to get rid of that 50% fib. And then in terms of EMAs, again, we've had a bullish cross 2 days ago, so that just showed me that we're going to start pushing on. I'm using my 8 and my 21 there. Last time we had a cross was a bearish one, 19th of May. So, yeah, all is looking good. There's your buy zones. Then if you're looking for take profits, we have 395, which is a negative 27 level. And then we have a 446 level. Not a million miles off. I mean, if you're looking at the all-time highs in terms of Satoshis, or shall we call it the yearly highs from current prices, it's 44%. If that starts pushing up, obviously the Tether pair is going to start pushing up as well, and things might start to get really interesting. So that's going to pretty much do it for the analysis on Vechain today. In general, I think I'm starting to go back to a bit of bullish sentiment. If we did drop below, well, let's just go to the daily. If we did drop below 30k and close the daily candle below there, I think it would start to look a little bit nasty, well, more nasty than it's been. But so far we've not, and we've had a good reaction from this 30k level, bounce back up. And if we just have a look at that in terms of growth from where we've been, BTC has already made up 36%, so that's good. Please continue and start pushing up, because whatever BTC does, if that starts pushing up, it's going to be inevitably good for altcoins, and we'll start to see some growth across the board. Try and get back to those all-time highs in Vechain up at 28 cent, and then hopefully can get a nice solid push up to 30, 40 and 50 cent, and then hopefully a nice big blow off top before this bull run does eventually come to an end. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you do subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll catch you next time.